The eCom Q4 Summit was created to prove that any seller can experience a highly profitable fourth quarter with access to the right tips, strategies, and techniques. There's no need to struggle trying to figure out what to sell, where to find it, or how much to list it for. The summit covers everything from sourcing to listing to marketing and streamlining your operations. It doesn't matter if you're selling on one platform or multiple platforms like Amazon, eBay, Shopify, Walmart. And it doesn't matter if you're a new seller or an experienced seller. The information in the summit will help you get sale after sale after sale after sale during the busiest shopping season of the year, if you take massive action. So welcome to the eCom Q4 Summit.
Hi, I'm Jess Hill, e-commerce empowerment co-founder, and I am here to help you on your journey during 2021 Q4. I am going to be talking about how to create a strategy for Amazon during Q4. As you may know, Q4 is the biggest selling season of the year as we have the holidays, and of course we're selling toys, arts and crafts, games, clothes, shoes, grocery, all kinds of things during Q4, October, November, December. So let's go ahead and get started with creating your strategy on Amazon during Q4. All right, so I've been on Amazon full-time since 2016. I've been selling on e-commerce sites like eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, Facebook Marketplace since 1999. So I have a wealth of experience to share with you. And today we really want to just think about how we're going to strategically tackle Q4 specifically on Amazon. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about getting your business set up and ready, your Amazon account, IPI score, ungating, sales rank velocity and pricing, financial planning, time management, preparing supplies for shipments, inventory planning, listing optimization, PPC, inventory sourcing, Black Friday, shipping strategy, and merchant fulfilling, and then of course your plan of action after you take this course. So if you're a brand new seller, you might want to do a few things to get your business set up and ready. You will need to have your business set up through an LLC or corporation or sole prop, and you'll need to have whatever reseller license is required in your state to get tax exempt and an EIN number. So you can open your Amazon account with just your social security number, but it is beneficial to be under a business and then also get that tax exempt number from your state. The reason that you want that tax exempt number is because you don't want to have to pay sales tax when you're sourcing for your inventory. So you'll want to set up your business bank account, and you can do this at the bank that you're already banking at. You can do it at a credit union. It's typically a little bit cheaper to open a business bank account at a credit union. And then you want to get liability insurance. So Amazon does require liability insurance when you're selling $10,000 per month for 3 consecutive months. So it's not completely required, but especially if you're going to be selling consumables like grocery and topical products that are going on or in the body, it will be beneficial to get that liability insurance. You'll need to have your business documents ready in order to place orders with distributors. So if you're going to be doing wholesale specifically, then you'll need to have those business documents ready. This is step 1. It needs to be done in order to move on to everything else in this training. So while you're managing your Amazon account, the most absolute important focus should be your account health. Without focusing on your account health, there is no Amazon, no Q4, and no ungating. So this really has to be your main focus. So you're going to want to make sure that you're checking every single day your policy compliance section and shipping performance. So under the policy compliance, you're going to want to watch out for suspected intellectual property violations, received intellectual property claims, product authenticity customer complaints, product condition customer complaints, listing policy violations, product safety, customer complaints, restricted product policy violations, customer product reviews, policy violations. For these, obviously your target is 0. So the reason I have this as one of the very first slides is in 2017, I disregarded 2 inauthentic complaints on my account, and I was suspended on December 5th, which is the height of Q4. So I want to remind, if you, especially if you're a brand new seller, that you need to address those complaints, those issues in a timely manner, preferably within 24 hours. So if you get any of those, you just need to submit a plan of action and then submit your chain of custody. And then the other thing you're going to want to review and make sure that you are on top of, especially during Q4, especially if you're going to be merchant fulfilling, is your shipping performance. You're going to need to stay under a 4% late shipment rate. You need to be under a 2.5% pre-fulfillment cancel rate. So you don't want to cancel those orders. If you're doing merchant fulfilled, make sure that you're doing your due diligence for your templates, your shipping templates, so that you don't lose money and have, want to cancel things. You're going to need to be uploading valid tracking rates, and it needs to be over 95%. They can restrict you from merchant fulfilling. They can restrict you from selling on Amazon if your shipping performance is not up to par. Take care of everything that you can take care of under your account health. If there's any violation, be proactive to resolve it. You will need to provide proper documentation. So in the previous slide, I talked about a plan of action. I have templates for those plans of actions in e-commerce empowerment. We are a partner of eCom Seller Summit. So if you need to get those, you can reach out to our team, ecommerceempowerment@gmail.com. If your shipping performance has an issue, make sure you are increasing your shipping velocity to fix it. So let's say you had a couple of missed shipments that were a little bit late, then you need to sell more and ship them very quickly to help get those metrics back in order. Do not ignore your shipping errors, because they won't go away on their own and they could jeopardize your account, in addition to any of the performance notification violations like I mentioned earlier. Your IPI score. So let's talk about that. Recently, the past couple of years, I think it was 2018, Amazon implemented an IPI score. So they really want to be able to track your health metrics and then track your IPI score, which has to do with your inventory sell-through rate, stranded inventory, and in-stock inventory. So you really want to keep that above 500. They will impose storage limits. Then you won't be able to send to the Amazon FBA warehouses or send as much. So make sure that you are managing your IPI, your inventory performance index. You're managing your excess inventory, you're managing your sell-through rate, your stranded inventory, and your in-stock inventory. So you want to fix any stranded inventory. If there's nothing that can be done, you can have them recalled back to you or disposed, destroyed. For high price errors, you might want to try to fix those by lowering your price. You can also do things like if you have a lot of something and you're not selling it quick enough, let's say you have 100 hairbrushes, then you could create another listing with 2-pack, a 3-pack, a 4-pack, and try to sell through those through multi-channel fulfillment. So think about that for your sell-through rate, especially if you have a lot of inventory of something. That's another tip that I've been doing for the past few years. It started with a bunch of ladles that I had purchased, and I was selling them in 10 packs to restaurants. And it did help my sell-through rate. So just think about that. Ungating. So if you're brand new to Amazon, you will have restrictions. So the reason that Amazon is restricting you is because they want you to prove that you're a good seller. So you may need to ask for permission to sell in entire categories like toys, or it could be for specific brands like Legos. So to get ungated in various categories and brands, leverage sites like Frontier Co-op, Sheffer, Price Masters, and Entertainment Earth. Frontier Co-op and Price Masters have products in various categories and brands, and then Sheffer and Entertainment Earth are specifically for toy ungating. So when you're doing ungating, you will need to purchase a minimum of 10 of an item from the wholesaler distributor and then submit that invoice to get approved in that category or brand. Sales rank, velocity, and pricing. So we're gonna really dive into Keepa. So that's what we're all going to default to in the industry, is you need to look at Keepa. If you don't have Keepa yet, you should get it. It is the second thing I ever tell you to get if you're a mentoring client. Obviously, sign up for your account, get Keepa, and then Inventory Lab or some inventory management system. So sales rank fluctuates all year long, sometimes every 30 minutes. So an item that is selling very well in Q4 might not sell so well in January or beyond, or it could continue to do well all year round. We always need to check Keepa to understand this information and make informed buying decisions. So when you're looking up a product, I want you to look at the life of the product, not just that snapshot that you're seeing for that day. Sales rank in December will mean something completely different than the same sales rank in January, February, May, June, all of those months. So if a grocery item is at 100K rank during the year, it might sell 50 items a month. But in December, it might sell 250 items at the same rank of 100,000. Use this information to plan your inventory accordingly. So for this slide, always check Keepa and look at the life of the product. Now you're thinking, okay, I'm going to start putting it in my capital to start selling on Amazon, and I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. So you're going to want to optimize your finances by checking your lines of credit with your bank and looking at your credit limits on your cards. Ask for credit limit increases or lines of credit with your bank. This is not for everyone. You will need to be disciplined and understand your risk. Do your due diligence here. There's always risk to be associated with borrowing money. Always pay it off every single month. Then you can do things like use cards with rewards or cash back, and you can also leverage websites like Rakuten to save more money. You might also want to stack discounted gift cards, coupons, mail-in rebates, and promotion codes wherever you can. This will help increase your return on investment or save your capital for more inventory. Some of these can be purchased through eBay. You can also get a coupon book from the post office if you're switching mailing addresses with them. The quicker that you can turn your cash back into cash in your hand, the more money you can potentially make. The goal is to turn inventory as quickly as possible while making money on it. On Amazon, some accounts are eligible for daily payouts. If you can hit the request payment button daily and get your money faster. If your account is not eligible, you can use a service like Payability that will give you your funds quicker for a fee. Time management. So I think, when I first started selling on Amazon, I was like, oh, I have plenty of time, And now that I'm a full-time reseller with 4 kids, time is the one thing I can't buy. So hire help wherever you can, especially during Q4. So things like shoppers, someone that's going to help you go running for inventory or shop for you, preppers, or anyone that can help you with your personal items that need to get done. So house cleaning, babysitting, pet care, errand running, or meal prepping. The first thing that I always suggest for my mentoring clients is to hire someone to help prep your products for you. So polybagging, labeling, packing shipments, that's one of the easiest things you can delegate. Create block scheduling. So I prefer to block off my calendar to be able to create the content, to be able to go sourcing, and to be able to ship and pack my products. For example, spend Monday, Wednesday, and Friday on one task, then spend Tuesday and Thursday doing the other tasks. Or you could spend half of a day on one task and then the other half on another. So like if you were going to start sourcing on Monday and you set 3 hours for Monday, and then Tuesday you're going to set 3 hours for shipping that product to the warehouses or listing those products online. That's how time blocking helps. And turn everything off. Like turn off your cell phone. Make sure that you are really focused in on the task at hand. okay, now you're like, all right, I have some products. Now, how do I ship them to the Amazon warehouse? Or if I'm going to be shipping them myself via merchant fulfilled, what do I need to consider getting? So poly bags, for sure, if you're going to be sending to the Amazon warehouse, your items need to be poly bagged. And I really do poly bag pretty much every single thing, unless it's already in a box and you cannot touch it. So especially for my grocery items, my topical items, all of that gets poly bagged, even though it might have an outer packaging, because warehouses are dirty. Like I've volunteered, I've worked in warehouses, they're dirty. So you can get various sizes, so 6x9, 8x10, 9x12, 11x14, 14x20, just depends on the like how big your products are that you're selling. And then you might want to get boxes. So you can use free boxes that you have recycled for shipping to FBA. For merchant fulfilled, they need to be brand new, nondescript boxes and packaging materials. So I usually get 16 by 12 by 12 or 18 by, you just need to make sure that your boxes that you're getting for Amazon FBA do not go over 25 inches, or it can be considered oversized and you can get a fine. You'll need tape and tape guns. A lot of us use the 3-inch tape guns. They work better because they can secure a larger area on your box. You can use less tape, but any kind of tape gun is fine. I do recommend getting 2 because the chances are that if you are shipping a lot of stuff, one of your tape guns is going to break. So that has happened to me almost every single year. So just so you know, be prepared. You don't want to be at the 11th hour and your tape gun stopped working. Bubble wrap, air pillows, and craft paper. These are great things to fill up the space in your box so your items don't shift around on its way to either the customer or the FBA warehouses. For the FBA warehouse, you cannot use packing peanuts. You will get fined because packing peanuts get loose and they gunk up the conveyor belts in the warehouses. So do not use packing peanuts. You can review that stuff in Seller University. Bubble wrap, air pillows, craft paper, all work. And yes, you can recycle those. So I will put on Nextdoor app that I am looking for recycled packing materials and recycled boxes, and I can get those for free. Bubble mailers and bubble pouches. So bubble pouches are great if you're selling beauty items, like small beauty items, because you can put it in the bubble pouch and then you can put your FNSKU label over it. I also use bubble mailers for my across platform selling, and they're easy to ship small items or large items. Various size boxes for items that need to be boxed for FBA. Bubble mailers and shipping boxes for merchant fulfilled. Labels, so 4x6 labels for your big label that goes on the box or your merchant fulfilled, and then labels for FBA prepping, so 2x1s is what I use. You might want to get a thermal peeler printer, and definitely a Scotty peeler if you're going to be peeling off those clearance stickers. The thermal printer, you can wait if you can't afford it, if you are brand new and you're trying to save money. But the great thing about a thermal printer, I buy them refurbished on eBay from Solutions Gem. I have the ZP 450. I have 4 of them, 2 at my house, 2 at my sister's house. And there's no ink. You don't have to buy ink. So the $125, $150 that you spend on it, if you're shipping a lot, it pays for itself because you don't have to buy ink for it, right? If you're brand new, you can use your laser printer, no big deal. But I just wanted to throw that in there as one of the things that you might want to upgrade to. Inventory planning. So if this is your first Q4, you're going to want to track everything you do, because this first Q4, you're gaining your knowledge, you're getting used to what sells on what platforms and how fast and what brands and what categories. So tracking is great because then it can help you learn more for the following Q4s. Keep a list of all the sales cycles at the stores that you're getting your Q4 inventory from. So I have very well versed now that I am going into my 6th Q4, 2015, 6th Q4 on Amazon. I pretty much have my plan. So you're going to want to make sure that once you figure out the sales cycles at the places that you are shopping, that you remember that for next year. If this is your 2nd or 10th year doing Q4, start by looking up the last year's information. So I use Inventory Lab. I can create reports from last December, last November, last October. So it tells me what if I went to Walgreens and bought certain chocolates and what the listings were, and then I can replenish them because they're the same chocolates from last year. That's basically saving me time as long as I'm running those reports and diving into that data. So you're going to look at what did you sell, what did you get, what was the most profitable, right? Did you get enough inventory, or can you get more this year, right? So let's say I had those chocolates from Walgreens and I sold out very quickly. And then of course I could not get any more because they were all sold out in stores. So then I can think about, okay, if I sold 50 last year, I'm going to go ahead and get 80 this year because it was a very high velocity product, or whatever your capital may allow for. Track everything you buy and everything you order online to make sure when you get your items that they are correct. Make sure nothing is damaged or expired. Make sure you are checking the expiry, especially when you're going to be selling chocolates. Because some stores, they might have a quick expiry and then you can't send them to Amazon. So make sure that you are checking. What I like to do is I like to create, so let's say I'm going to do Walgreens. Okay. And then I'm going to create the Walgreens batch in the inventory lab. And then when I get my Walgreens or my assistant, I'm going to count everything and make sure that what I ordered is exactly what I received. And sometimes, like especially Kohl's and sometimes Walgreens, they'll send them in several different boxes. So you need to make sure that if this shipment that I purchased on this day, what I purchased is what I received, and is there anything missing or anything coming tomorrow or the next day, right? Check your prices. If the price goes down after your purchase, different stores will offer different reimbursements. If the price drops from 10 days to a month after your purchase, you can try to get it matched without returning an item just using your receipt. So think about that for like Kohl's and Big Lots, because you can get that price adjustment, and then you can reuse that capital in your business. So think about that. Listing optimization. Make sure that your listings are optimized no later than October so that they are ready. If you're going to run ads, get them set up no later than October, because that's the selling season. You want to be prepared. So if you have listings that you've created, make sure that they are keyword rich. Make sure that those images are great. Add images if you only have a couple, and make sure that your description, your bullet points, everything is optimized so that your customers can find your listings when they're typing on the search bar for Amazon. So make sure that you are optimizing your listings so you can get your listings in front of more eyeballs so you can potentially get more sales. You might want to do an all SKU campaign. So if you're like me, I do retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and wholesale. I don't do private label, so I don't have a specific PPC campaign for one listing. I have all of my SKUs in an all SKU campaign, and then I set it at 2 cents per click. So you go to Seller Central, advertising, campaign manager, create your campaign, create all SKU campaign. I like to set it at $5 per day throughout the year, and then I bump it up to $100 a day during Q4, specifically during like Thanksgiving through December 15th, 16th, something like that. So if you don't want to set your higher, that's fine. But that's what I do to kind of help boost my products in visibility. And then I add all SKUs. Now, as you go through each week, I have to go and add more SKUs every single Friday because I am adding more SKUs. It doesn't automatically add the SKUs. So you'll need to go in every Friday or whatever day you set and add the new SKUs that you've added to your Amazon inventory. Inventory sourcing. So you're going to want to have a plan, especially during Black Friday. So what is your budget? What are you ungated in? So these are the 3 main ways that I have discussed. So retail arbitrage, walk into just about any store to purchase your inventory. Online arbitrage, order your inventory online to sell on Amazon. Wholesales and distributors, order your inventory direct from another business source. So you're going to want to think about what your budget is, the products that you can sell, the categories that you're open in, approved to sell, and then obviously you're going to need to check Keepa and see what is selling for a profit. So retail arbitrage, I'm just going to give some of my advice. I've been doing retail arbitrage since 2015. It's one of my favorite ways to obtain inventory. So I always say master the store nearest you. Like I said, I talk about Walgreens all the time. It is the store that's closest to me and also the store that's most plentiful in my area. So like I said, I have some chocolates that I sell from Walgreens every single year. So I know I can go to all the Walgreens near me, make my route, and then plan my capital and how much I'm going to spend. Once you master that store, repeat it with the next store. So I like to shop at Walgreens, World Market, Kohl's, Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Target, of course. And Q4 is amazing for retail arbitrage because I can literally list things that week of December, probably about the 5th through the 11th, where I can list things and they literally will sell within the day, and I can ship them merchant fulfilled. So think about that. So inventory sourcing wholesale. I've been working with wholesale for several years. We do have a wholesale class in e-commerce empowerment. If you need more information, you can get the link at the end of this session. So what I like to do is make a list of the brands that I can sell, start calling those manufacturers and creating relationships with them, and then asking them, either can I get a wholesale account, or who is the distributor near me? Because if you can't get the wholesale account, then maybe you can get a distributor, still very, very low cost. If they won't sell to you, find the distributor, make a goal to call around 5 to 10 wholesalers per week. So right now I would just focus on toys or grocery. Those are that would be my recommendation for Q4 for wholesale, because you don't want to just keep calling and calling and calling. You want to try to dwindle it down to a couple of categories. That way you can really capitalize on Q4. Obviously, all kinds of wholesalers throughout the year, but really toys and chocolates and stuff are going to be the heavy sellers during Q4. Online arbitrage. I love online arbitrage because I can do it from my pajamas. So for online arbitrage, you can source manually just by going to websites and checking them against Amazon's listings. You can run tactical arbitrage, which is the software to help you find items, or you can join an OA group. We have an OA group, e-commerce empowerment. It's called the OA Loot List. We have a few spots available. You can get the link at the end of this training. If you're joining an OA group, you can discover items that you would have never thought about to shop for. It's cheaper than paying for all those tools separately, and it saves you a significant amount of time because it is done for you. For example, one flavor of an item, or one size of an item, or one color of an item, now you can expand to the other flavors, sizes, or colors. And you can also see if there are other listings for multi-packs or bundles with the leads on the lists. Online arbitrage is a great way to source if you are in a rural area or not in a metropolis, and if we are on lockdown during the pandemic, of course, right? So online arbitrage is great. And I like to also do a hybrid model where I order online specifically for Target. I have 7 Targets that I source that week of December that I mentioned, the 5th through the 11th about. And I will go and I will source the Target store online arbitrage, and then I will pick it up in-store pickup. So really, they have it all ready for me. So I don't even have to spend time walking through the store. And I'll do that for all 7 Targets in the St. Louis area that I like to go to, that is near my house and my assistant's house. So that's what I like to do with online arbitrage, plus a little bit of retail arbitrage, right? How to get that pickup that you want. Black Friday is an annual event, as you know, where you can really capitalize. So you can do online arbitrage or retail arbitrage. So I like to mark my calendar. I like to set my reminder 2 weeks before Black Friday and start reviewing your priorities. Make sure you have the funds ready. Do you have a backup plan if one of your cards goes crazy for some glitch? Do you have if your transactions don't go through? Know all of the deals before and after. Not all the sales happen on Friday. There will be pre-sales and post-sales, even some flash deals going on during the event itself. So subscribe to all of the newsletters of major stores and have them go to a separate email so that you can look at them on a daily basis. And I was an extreme couponer from 2011 to 2014. So I am very well versed in how to expand that Black Friday shopping, that Cyber Monday shopping, and of course before that Thanksgiving event, the Wednesday before. And it's not just at Walmart and Target. You can go to Walgreens, you can do CVS, Rite Aid. There are tons and tons of deals that you can capitalize during that whole week. So make sure, and like I said, learn one. So if you just want to learn one store this year, that's totally fine. Pick that store that's nearest you or most abundant in your area, and then figure out all those sales and what is profitable at that store. Get more for less. It's not the art, but in the know, you can get more with less money. So we're talking coupons, discount cards, cash back. There are extensions that make coupon easy. I have separate reviews on that on my website. Don't forget discount gift cards. If you can get one for each store you can subscribe to. So Raise, for instance, you can go on Raise, get a discounted gift card, say to Kohl's. You take that discounted gift card and you spend it at Kohl's. And during Black Friday, they have 15% off. They get $15 Kohl's cash for every $50 you spend. And then you're using a discounted gift card. So you're really maximizing that return on investment or helping save your capital and then rolling those rewards back into more inventory, which leads to more profitability. Consider upgrading your shipping when you're buying from stores. Get your shipments faster so they can send them out faster to be on time for Black Friday so they can send them out to Amazon ASAP. If you are preparing for Black Friday sales in your Amazon, I would definitely start sending things in no later than mid-September, early October, because you're going to really need that inventory in so that you can capitalize on the sales that are already not just buying inventory, but selling inventory. So think about that. Make sure that you're sending your inventory in now, basically. Send your shipments, like I said, September, October, November. By December, switch to merchant fulfilled if it's an item that should arrive by Christmas. Please monitor the USPS and UPS and FedEx shipping times. This is kind of different. Last year was way different, so we need to be really on top of that. I stopped shipping to FBA by December 6th, and I do all merchant fulfilled through the 20th. Now, I might pull that back a little bit this year. We'll just have to see how that looks as far as how shipments are getting there. So then, of course, after December 20th, I take a break with my family. Merchant fulfilling in Q4. You're going to need to make sure that you are set up. So if this is your first time selling on Amazon, you need to get those first sales before September 1st. As far as what they said last year, you needed to have your first sale on Amazon. Then you needed to be able to merchant fulfill up to 20 or 25 items, minimum of 25 items by October 14th, I believe it was, for 2020. It's probably going to be the same. We haven't got the email yet, but you're going to want to make sure that you are meeting those thresholds if you want to merchant fulfill toys in Q4 specifically. There are things I've literally added to my cart and listed them in store and sold within 24 hours or less. In order to merchant fulfill toys in Q4, you'll need to merchant fulfill items prior to the deadline. So that was the 2020 deadline, just so you know. It's probably going to be the same this year. Set up your shipping templates. Make sure you have shipping materials. List one item, sell it, ship it, and adjust your shipping template to make sure that you're not losing any money. Okay, so make sure that your shipping templates are correct. All right, so this was last year's email. And then that is what the email was saying. Must be processed for your first sale on Amazon must be prior to September 1st. And you must have processed and shipped at least 25 seller fulfilled, merchant fulfilled items from September 15th through October 14th. It's going to be very similar to this year. They send this email out every single year. So now that you've taken this course, here is your plan of action. Make sure your business is set up properly. Make sure you are monitoring your account health and IPI scores every single day. Get ungated in categories and brands as you can, grocery and toys being the heavy hitters. Check your finances, make an inventory plan, and then get to it. Go and master that first store, call those wholesalers, run those scans and tactical arbitrage if you're doing online arbitrage, or get a list so that you can save time sourcing online and get to it, because this is the time. This is the biggest selling part of the year for retail. And this is where a lot of us make the bulk of our profitability. So I just wanted to let you know that e-commerce empowerment is your e-commerce education. And we have 20% off any of our courses. We teach Amazon, retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, meltables, bundles. We talk about replens. We have a Q4 course that we have specifically where we dive into much deeper than this course. We have Etsy course. We have Shopify. We talk about Facebook Marketplace. We talk about how to leverage social media. We talk about how to create printable products that you can sell across platform, print on demand. Those are no capital needed. So if you're low on capital, you want to learn more, you can save 20% off with code eCom Summit just scan this QR code with your phone and you can grab that discount with eCom Summit on any of our courses. Of course, we also have a mastermind where you get all of our courses. We do teach a new course every single month. So that is the most affordable. If you join the mastermind group, you get all of it. The mastermind group also, you get our wholesale list if you join now. And we have several wholesale lists with distributor contact information, their emails, their phone numbers, their websites, their contact forms, that kind of stuff. So you can always reach out to me, Jess Hill, e-commerce empowerment co-founder. I am here to help you learn how to effectively sell across platforms. And today I want to thank you and thank the eCom Q4 Summit for allowing me to be a part of this amazing initiative where we're helping sellers across platforms learn how to sell effectively online. If you need to reach out, ecommerceempowerment@gmail.com. Thanks.